If you're watching this episode right now, that means you've watched the other ones, right? So like, comment, subscribe. So let's get into it. Hey guys, and welcome to the Comic Movie Equation. I'm ComicManJake, and here in the Comic Cave, anything can happen. Now today we're going to be talking about Justice League for this Comic Movie Equation, because after watching that and trying to figure out what other Justice League comics it was, I finally cracked the code. So, let's get into it. So the first comic we're going to really be talking about that really inspired that movie was Justice League Origin, written by Geoff Johns in the New 52. I say they take a lot from this only because, one, the first panel you see in the Justice League Origin is that Batman fight with the Parademon. It's literally like they took that exactly from that comic. Only difference being, there's a Green Lantern. There isn't any Green Lantern in the Justice League movie, apart from when they talked about the whole Steppenwolf thing. Now the other thing that they didn't take from it is at the end of it, at the end, who they're fighting is actually Darkseid, not Steppenwolf. For those who don't know, what the whole thing that they do is Steppenwolf will go to a world, raise it to like oblivion basically, and then Darkseid will come up and be like, you guys all know, and like, you know, with everyone who survived, be like, you now work for me. You now are my slaves, yada yada yada. They never did that in the Justice League movie. I personally think they should have made Darkseid the boss. He should have been the one they fought. But they really didn't do that. Now the other comic that they took it from was another famous comic written by Dan Jurgens, and it's off of, if you've seen the Batman vs. Superman episode that we did the death of Superman. Well, this one is the return of Superman, which happened a year after the death of Superman. And in that one they brought back Superman back to life. Now, I'm going to say, out of the two making it relevant, how much out of 10, we do the scale basically like, this point has this out of 10, and this makes it this out of 10, and yada yada yada, equaling out to this is the movie. Now, how relevant are these things to the movie? Well, Justice League Origin has, I believe, an 8 out of 10 to the whole story of the Justice League movie. So the reason I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 is because, one, they didn't include the Green Lantern, which was in the comic. Green Lantern's in it, it's Hal Jordan. Two, the main bad guy is Steppenwolf in the movie. In the comics, it's Darkseid. Steppenwolf's mentioned for a little bit, but just like, I think a panel or two, he's just seen talking. Now, the other 2 out of the 10 is the death of Superman. Mainly because of his resurrection. That's all I can tell you. I mean, that's the only time Superman has ever died and came back to life. There's not been another comic where he has actually been killed and brought back to life ever since then. That's the only thing I can really give you off that. Like, if you want to read it, great. But that's the only reason I'm giving you that, because that's the only time they resurrected him. So did I enjoy this movie? I did enjoy it. Comic book wise, it was cool to see these Easter eggs. But as a moviegoer, I could see definitely when they changed directors from Zack Snyder to Joss Whedon, and it was kind of, that's what grabbed me, was at the end, like, it was a solid movie so far as it could be, but once it got to the ending, that's when I was like, okay, that's where this kind of flopped. So honestly, I would recommend picking up the movie if you want to see it. And if you really want to know where they got these comics from, I definitely recommend Geoff Johns, anything Geoff Johns, which is just Geoff Johns did the whole Justice League on the New 52. And if you really want to get into the Superman history a little bit more, check out the Death of Superman. I'm not, maybe later on we'll cover that one a little bit more, but for now, these two, if you add the 8 out of 10 of Justice League and the 2 out of 10 of the Death of Superman, you get the 10 out of 10 the Justice League movie. Hey guys, thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Comic Movie Equation. This is also known as the comics to movies, but we wanted to sound more flashier. So, hope you enjoyed the content. Subscribe, and you know what? What's your favorite Justice League character? Or who are you most excited to see in the DCU. There's an Aquaman movie coming out. The trailer's going to be coming out in July. So, hint, hint, more content of that's coming. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button and hit that like. Peace out.